So I have been in the shop. I have took some discs for grinding, or basically for cutting, and we have this manifold over here. So we need to, if you saw previous episodes, I took it off from the T-class, and this is 2-liter compressor. I looked online for these to like order another like spare one, and out of like 600 pieces I found only one available, which was in Spain. I don't know, this is maybe ridiculous, but maybe it's like, I don't know, rare or something. But anyways, what I also have found, I have bought the pipes. Those are 90-degree angle pipes. The size, it's 48 millimeters, and my size is 50 from one to another like edge. But as you can see, it's like oval form, so we're gonna need to kinda smash at some point to be exactly we need. And I want this to be easy, the mounting points where the nuts goes, where the screws goes for the mounting. So I bought, for now, for the first time, I'm just bought 4 of these angles. So first things first, we need to pre-cut the plates from the manifold, and then I will probably install just the plates onto the block, and then I will try to see, look, pre-cut, adjust, and kind of tack weld it at some places where it should start to like go underneath the car. So let's cut the manifold. Just like that, I have pre-cutted the manifold plates from it. Still needs a bit clean up. I will make sure the surface is nice and not, you know, there's like top rust, but we're just gonna grind it off, smooth it out, everything. And what's like interesting, this is just like a concept how it's probably gonna be somehow. Very interesting how the manifold like plates are separate. Like I never ever like seen something like that. Usually the manifold's plates like are one intact piece, but for this reason, I don't know, maybe some kind of, I don't know, interesting engineering. And you can see it's like has those grooves, so everything like sits like where it's supposed to be. Maybe it was for like a welding everything together nicely, but whatever. So now we're just gonna grind all the pieces, make it nice and smooth, then we're gonna pre-install inside, and then we're gonna start figuring out with the pipes. So now it's like all flattened out, only some surface like debris left, but that's nothing. Like at the end we're just gonna grind everything to the bare metal and repaint it like heat like approve like this special paint. So now I'm just gonna mount all these plates how it should be. I'm gonna tighten up with some bolts. See, like basically pre-tightened only the plates, and then we're gonna start figuring out how the pipe should go. So I don't know, can you see it? I'm just was kind of placed on the battery, but I pre-install all the plates like without the manifold, just the plates, tighten them up like slightly to be in the place where they should be, and I also installed the compressor top back. So because the front exhaust pipe over here, the exhaust hole, is basically pretty close, and I need to kind of figure this out so I won't be hitting the compressor, or it's not gonna be like touching or heating this up, because obviously we want that cool air to flow. And the another thing, I need to figure this out for the screws, so I can easily get access to all the screws without, you know, removing half of the engine parts and so on. So right now I'm just gonna try to figure this out. I'm gonna properly start from the front, where the less space is over here, and then I will work my way to the back. So obviously we have only 4 of those. So the first things, I think I'm just gonna pre-start of welding, like exactly the start where I need to. Then I will probably find like the longer pipes, and eventually, like piece by piece, we're gonna build this thing up. Alright, so as you saw, I kinda just tacked welded at some corners. As you can see, just a few taps. I kinda used my hand metal brush, so you can see like now it's like real nice. And basically, let's pre-install and see what do we have here. Is it gonna be alright or not? Alright, so far so good. Let's see. I'm most like curious about like mounting and dismounting all of these things, because I need a really good access to all the bolts. So I have to make a real decent thing. Otherwise it's not gonna work, and I don't wanna miss any bolts, because everything is very important. Alright, let's ratchet up a bit. And they're like flowing, those plates have some extra, like the holes are slightly bigger, so you can actually kinda flow it around, like I don't know, 3-4 millimeters here and there. Alright, so now you cannot really ratchet this thing up. How do I do it? Huh? How I use a wrench? Later on I think I'm just gonna buy the regular wrenches, but with this thing, like basically this wrench, I don't know how it's called, but with this like movement, you know, those wrenches like so those are real nice, but the job could be done. Now it's kind of like a, you know, a good testing and looking how it's gonna be sitting like. With this old manifold, it was kinda a struggle to remove the bolts, but the top ones come off pretty easy. Only the bottom ones was a bit tricky. But oh well. It's a car. Has to be some trouble of fixing it, right? Well, we're not fixing it, but So as you can see, it kind of sits right like in the front between the compressor, between this metal house. So yeah, it's kind of, I think the first one way is gonna be, I don't know, can you see it? But basically I think I'm just gonna travel like this. Basically, I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, you can. So from this, I think I'm just gonna travel as far as I can go and then go down. Or I'm just gonna go to this clearance and then I'm just gonna point it down. So that's why I was kind of checking with the second one over here to not get, you know, interacted like in a way. So I kind of like twisted slightly upwards so it can go like over the second pipe that's gonna go over there. So I think I'm just gonna continue this process and I'm gonna just rethink how all the pipes should go, like in what directions, so they will not gonna, you know, cross each other and get into way. But yeah, so I'm just gonna continue the same way. I'm gonna mount all 4 exits and wish me luck. So literally after like, I don't know, 3-4 hours of taking each and every plate. So I don't know, maybe in the future I will think to like weld together these plates, because this is like a pain in the butt to, if you want to like take off one, you have to like disassemble, like separate each part to take one, because it's like a puzzle, one on top of each other, so you kind of have to play with it. But we'll see in the future. Maybe I will definitely gonna weld into one piece, one solid, because either way, until I'm gonna get those pipes into one like connector, one like this big, like a tunnel, those are gonna be all separate, which is not ideal for this kind of situation we have. But yeah, as you can see, basically we have 4 exits, well, at least first pipes. Tomorrow I will bring some more, I will buy it, and we're just gonna continue our way to the downside. I was underneath the car. All the screws is like acceptable to reach with the same with the wrench, so that's good. That's all decent. So probably tomorrow we'll buy some more and we're gonna continue our way back over down. So yeah, just in case you're asking if I ever did something like this, well, I kind of did, like tack welded that exhaust, but like to do a manifold, this is like my first time, so I'm trying to be very careful, very like taking a lot of measurements, a lot of time on that, because it all depends how you're gonna like remove it, how you're gonna pull it out or put it in, or if you need something to fix to reach all the bolts, to not be in a way of something, you know. For example, this is a compressor, so it's like half of the space has to be like stricted, twisted and something like that. But yeah, overall all good. Tomorrow I'm gonna buy some more material and gonna continue our way down. Way down we go. Alright, so guys, thank you all of you for support. Right now I think we passed like 600 subscribers, which is crazy amount of people for me to think. Basically it's like auditory of people. And yeah, thank you. I know you're liking my content, so don't forget, you drop a like and see you guys next time.